As soon as I finalize things for the pattern, I've never made a pattern before, so I'm quite nervous, then they'll be ready to rock. But for this video, we're just gonna switch gears a bit while we're waiting for my mom. Mom, you better hurry up. We're gonna make this. We have decided we're gonna do a mosh podge of things. Kind of walk you through the process of making the little scarecrow dolly in the pot, kind of show how I like to design things. I don't know, nobody asked for that, but I enjoy doing that, so I'm going to show it. Today's vibe is hobo, and I love it. It's cold and it's windy as heck outside. Hopefully my plants don't blow over. Gus is here today. He's hanging out in the studio, judging us per usual for why we're not giving him every single ounce of our attention at all times of the day. Like I didn't do enough for him. Like I'm not a striving working mother to give him the love and care he receives. Anyways, moving on, let's make cute stuff. I'm really excited to show you guys how to make these dolls. They're so fun. Finalizing up the pattern for this one, and because it's my first one, I want it to be perfect. Finished it up and I sent it off to my mom so she can do the pattern testing for me, and then I will feel more confident making adjustments, proofreading maybe one more time, and then putting that digital file up for Sale. For today, what if we just do like a fun new doll? Or I'm trying to think. While I'm standing here, look how nice my closet is. I organized it. I got these two IKEA drawers, which are not so great. I'm sorry, I love everything IKEA, but I do not like these drawers. They're really small and they barely come out. Like that's how much they open. However, on the contrary, I am quite impressed and surprised by these drawers that I got from Amazon. They're extremely hard, like sticky to open. This is how much it opens. This is like a shoebox size storage container, if that gives you any reference for how small the opening of these drawers are. I mean, it does the trick, and it's the only thing that kind of fit next to this. This I was a little reluctant to pay $95 for on Amazon, but you know what? I'm really impressed with the quality. It's just like that compressed wood for the top, and it's pretty tall. I think this is like 50 inches. And then these drawers come all the way out, and I'm just using this to keep all of my fabric in. And I used to keep them in plastic containers before, and now I keep them in here, and let me tell you, it is a game changer. Yeah, I love it. And the fact that I can remove the whole drawer, it's awesome. This is an 11 drawer. So I did an illustration of this little pumpkin baby thing, but I'd rather do something different. So what if we did, oh, the scarecrow would be fun. I'm obsessed with this illustration, but I wasn't feeling how it was coming out, and I don't really feel like revising it anymore. So let's do something else. We'll scrap that idea. Let's do the scarecrow. Okay, here we go. So I took my little scarecrow idea and I redrew it. Then I took extra pieces of paper and I placed it on top of that, and I traced it to figure out what is going to be my template pieces. The body is only one piece and the head and the body is connected, so that was super simple. I folded it in half to find the middle, and then I just cut one side so that it's symmetrical. For the clothes, I kind of just winged it, and I just drew the clothes how I think it would look. I didn't really care that it wasn't functional, because it's not like it's going to be a doll handled by like a kid or something. It's just kind of something that's going to be decor, I guess, like little shelf friend. So I didn't really mind that the clothes would be a little not polished. Spoiler alert, the shirt was a little small and the pants was a little big, but I did make it work. I ended up just sewing the shoulder part and the side seam for the shirt, and then I turned it inside out. I left the leg hem edges raw, and then I hemmed the waistline. So here I am drawing on like where I'm gonna sew, because knowing me, I'm not gonna pay attention and I'm gonna sew around the whole thing. So that is the lines that I sewed, as I explained earlier. This is my new fabric glue stick that I just got. I came across this fabric glue stick at Hobby Lobby and I was like, I gotta try that, and it's probably the best thing ever. This is the first time I'm using it, but I can already tell it's gonna be super handy, just if you're like me and you don't want to take time to pin or press things. I did end up just kind of finger pressing it anyway, but anyways, the glue stick was awesome. And it is, I think it's machine, it's water soluble, so it washes out. It's not like it's a permanent adhesive or anything. So here I'm just sewing the parts of the shirt that I explained earlier, and then for the shorts I just put the right sides together and I sewed the middle part above like where the groin area would be, the crotch area. Then I separated it so that the inseam matches, and then I just sewed right around there, and that's pretty much it for the clothes. I pressed it and opened it up, and then I pressed it again so that it all laid out nicely. But yeah, super duper simple. So like I said earlier, I had to pull out the stuffing just of the body, not the head part, and I slid on the shirt that way, and then I restuffed it. So that kind of held it in place nicely. And then I just took a couple pins to keep it in place as I figured out the rest of the body. I turned in my raw edges of the body opening, and then I just did a running stitch all the way around to kind of keep everything snug in there. And then I stuck my sticks where I wanted them to be. Mind you, I recorded a bunch of like B-roll content on my other camera, and for some reason it is not reading on my computer, so I'm kind of annoyed, but I mean, at least I got the main parts, right? I would have been super mad if I recorded this whole thing on the camera and it wouldn't show. But anyways, I didn't show me going outside and sawing the little dowel sticks because they're kind of thick. You can't use a scissors to cut that. So I had like a hand saw that I just keep outside, keep handy. I sawed them to size. The legs are about 5 3/4 inches, and then I think I made the arm stick to go straight across. Let me see, how long did I make that one? Was it like 7 inches? I show it. I show what measurements I'm marking somewhere. When I'm putting on the legs, I just stick it in there, and then I do more stitches around the legs so that the body kind of holds it in there. And then that's pretty much it. Then I ended up just doing a ladder stitch all the way around. I kind of gathered the middle part of the shorts to kind of make it a little bit more fitted. The shirt's gonna cover it, but I still want it to fit right. The shorts I'm super stoked with. Like, I didn't want them to be snug. I just wanted it to be a little baggy, like a Scarecrow. And then the same thing I did with the shirt. I took out my pins and I just did I did like a running stitch around the shirt. Later in the video, I ended up not thinking that the Scarecrow was finished, so I did like a little denim pocket, and I thought that was fun. Would I have redone it if I were making it for somebody? Absolutely, because it was kind of messy. But to be honest, like, I felt like I was rushing. Like, I was excited to see the final product, and because this is just kind of like a draft version of anything, or just like for fun version, I didn't really mind if that part was not very polished, I guess. I got a bunch of these cute little hats, again, handed down to me from my mom. And I don't know if anybody knows what Wang's is. Look at that. 37 cents for this hat. Isn't that wild? She sent me all of this old stuff that's just still in good shape. And it's must be decent quality. It's still in great shape. She had this stuff from when I was a kid. So I was excited that I get to use it now. Then I decided that I wanted to add a little bit of hair. So I used this like faux mohair styled yarn. And I didn't really show too much of me gluing it because, to be honest, it's kind of painful to watch. It's messy. But I just glued on a few strands with a hot glue gun. The hot glue gun didn't even reach the table, so I had to like throw it on the ground when I was done recording. It was just a big mess. So anyways, I kind of just settled with having it fill around the shoulder area and kind of the back of the neck. The hat I also glued on, but before I did that, I went ahead and I embroidered the face. I thought about just doing like acrylic paint and just dotting the eyes and calling it a day, but I wanted to stitch on the face like how I sketched it in my little sketchbook, and I kind of had like a surprised open mouth face. So I used my embroidery floss. I separated to 3 strands and I made my marks. I kind of map out where I'm going to put the eyes with pins, and then I'll take that out and I'll mark it with like a heat soluble pen or something. And then I'll go in and I'll do a couple satin stitches to kind of fill the dot. Then I'll make the nose, and then I made the mouth. And the mouth was just terrible. Like, I hated it. I ended up taking it out and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it. I was like, I'm gonna put a smile there. So I put a smile and I instantly felt so much better with the smile. After the face was stitched and the hat was on, I went ahead and I grabbed my raffia and I kind of cut pieces and I stuck it into the shirt. And I just hot glued that too. And honestly, that's kind of painful to watch as well. And I didn't really get the best of footage there. But if you can imagine just putting a little dollop of hot glue on the end of the raffia, and then I'll just stick it inside the sleeve and inside the pant leg, and that's pretty much it. And of course, it wouldn't be finished if I didn't add some color to this little scarecrow's face. So I just added some blush. I used chalk pastels. I also use this to add color to polymer clay, but it also makes great blush. So I blushed the cheeks with my chalk pastels, and then here I am making the pocket. I just sewed like a little square at the sewing machine with this scrap denim, and then I ladder stitched the pocket onto the shirt. When it came time to put everything together, I forgot that I had made these air dry clay pumpkins a couple weeks ago, and they're just sitting on the shelf, and I was like, I'm totally gonna add this to the little pumpkin patch. So I took out some paints and I painted just with acrylic paint. Okay, let's get this cute little Scarecrow. Why do I keep saying Scarecrow all assembled. I have my little station right here. You will be here above my shoulder, and then I have this white board that's gonna like help reflect light, because there's like a weird shadow right here in this corner. So I'm gonna put this whiteboard so you can see better, and hopefully that works. And let's put this Scarecrow together. I thought the pumpkins were so cute, and I just kind of plopped them into a little pumpkin patch in the end. This is a part where I was kind of bummed because I did have my other camera showing the main parts of what I was doing when I was putting everything together. But like I said, I'm just glad that I got some stuff, because I would have been annoyed that I went through all of that work just to have no footage. Here is our protector of the patch. I hope that was somewhat entertaining to watch and that you're inspired to make something like this yourself. If you're watching this, I've already updated the little template pieces, and I'm gonna leave like the Google Drive file so that you can download it and print it out and make it yourself. If you're an arts and crafts supply hoarder like me, then you might have these items, but if not, this is basically everything that you can find from your local craft supply store like Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann or something like that. Besides the hat, which I have seen at Hobby Lobby, they have this style hat or the felt cowboy hats. They have craft sticks. They have these tin cans. Make sure you check their weekly ad first, because they always mark these 50% off, these like craft galvanized steel cans, along with like glass or wood or something. It doesn't even have to be in this. You could just use the imagination. But I mean, majority of this you can get from Hobby Lobby. So I should just work there and then get a discount. Never mind.